Hello everybody, a Bald Paulswood here, and in today's video, I am going to reveal my deepest, darkest secret. I don't thank the bus driver. I don't tip my sub-minimum wage waitress. I don't respect women, and I don't think Star Wars Visions was that good. But there are exceptions. So let us begin the tier listing. Coming in hot at number F, we have Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Password, that wasn't a part of Star Wars Visions, and you are correct.
Fellow viewer.
But out of the 9 episodes that debuted from Star Wars Visions, not a single one of them ranks at an F in my opinion. So I had to fill the slot with something, right? Episode 1, The Duel. A. I loved the old-timey effect in the black and white with splotches of color. That was a cool choice, because if you do Star Wars, you gotta show a lightsaber in color, right? The way the human characters were drawn wasn't really my favorite, but I didn't mind or hold that against it. Additionally, one little thing I absolutely admired, and this is a lesson I feel like a few of the other episodes could have learned from, is this scene.
Are you really the chief of this village? Or did your father run away and leave you in charge?
What a coward your father must be!
Film is a visual medium. Some other stories would have gone off on an unnecessary tangent, exposition-filled backstory, explaining what happened to the father. We don't really need to know what happened to him, right? There is but a child leading this village, these people, and that is the conflict. The dad isn't there. That's the issue. A mere kid in charge leaves doubt as to the safety of these people. And yes, while they do answer the question for curiosity's sake, it's how they do it. The stormtrooper asks where the father is, and then you see a picture of a sick man, and you immediately know the story. No words said and no words necessary. After all, what do they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words. I normally wouldn't really point this out in such detail, and I know how anime can be sometimes, but this small thing is such a stark contrast to some of the other episodes and how they convey information. The Duel is in my top 3. Episode 2, Tatooine Rhapsody. I feel like this one exists just so everyone has a mutual worst episode. Normally, this would get an F, but this is the A Bad Password YouTube channel, so it gets a Q for quit wasting my fucking time. Jabba, we're gonna rock out for you! I'm sorry. I will say this. They tried something different, it's just that different didn't work out that well. Episode 3, The Twins. Oh, I know that silhouette. Huh? Where did he get an X-Wing? What is happening? If you asked someone who hated anime to describe it, it would be this. This is the cliche. This is the dialogue where everything must be explained. The inconceivably over-the-top action sequences. The animation style in this one was my least favorite by far. I try not to hold that against it too much, but I just really didn't like it. The story is not discombobulated. It comes together, I will say that, but I can't rally behind this one. The Twins gets a D. Or a double D, if you will. That was so stupid. Episode 4, The Village Bride. S. This one was superb! Of course, tier lists are ultimately an opinion, so if you were to rank this episode as an A, we can still be friends. Anything less, however, will result in a toaster spontaneously appearing in your bathtub. Story, nailed it. Music, nailed it. Atmosphere, hammer, and nailed it. There's no ludicrous amounts of terrible dialogue or chunks of verbal diarrhea being expositioned and vomited all over the viewer. The story isn't convoluted either, so while yes, this is the 3rd longest episode at 19 minutes, we still have time to breathe. Here is our simple story, and let's slowly build upon that. While there is one more S ranking in this video, this one was my favorite. Number 5, Among Us. That's not right. Episode 5, The Ninth Jedi. I'm teetering on this one. I liked the concept of this episode. It's got some nice twists and turns. Seeing all those lightsabers turn red was a real oh shit moment. Among other things, seeing a rare purple lightsaber was awesome. You know, I say all this and now I'm not teetering anymore. The music here was one of the best out of all the episodes. The Ninth Jedi gets a solid A, but if you were to say it deserves an S, I most certainly would not fight you on that one. And thinking back on it, no disrespect to the Duel, I think this one swaps out for my top 3. Episode 6, TOB1. I think out of all of these episodes, I'm the most neutral with this one. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't spectacular either. It had heart though, and the character was adorable as well. The story wasn't convoluted either. In some ways, I feel like I'm ranking a few of these in spite of other episodes. I was leaning towards a C, but I'll give episode 6 a B. Episode 7, The Elder. S! Yeah, baby! Of course, tier lists are ultimately an opinion, so if you were to rank this episode as an A, we can still be friends. Anything less, however, will result in you having to wear wet socks for the rest of your days, which I imagine won't be for long. I don't know why, but these two characters I was so quickly drawn towards. The apprentice and master dynamic was so well demonstrated here. I haven't quite mentioned combat to the fullest extent in these rankings so far, but the saber battle was spectacular. Or, as we say in my country, dummy thick. Well, that's not right. And did anyone else find the Elder sexy? Because if you did, you will be invited to a Discord where you will be reprimanded. But out of all the episodes, The Elder and The Ninth Jedi, I find are the two that could easily become their own series, or even animated film. Episode 8, Lop and Ochō. C. For Can't Stop Talking, oh my god! Out of all the episodes, I was most disappointed by this one, because I wanted to like it. Tatooine Rhapsody was less appealing, but that one I just didn't care for. Here I wanted it to work, but the pieces just don't come together. And this scene, oh my god! It went way longer than it needed to be. This scene and this scene, same energy. And there's a complaint that I have that Lop and Ochō and TOB1 both share in common. Oh no, it's my first time using a lightsaber! I'm pretty good. Compare that to, let's just say, The Force Awakens. Finn stands his ground against Kylo Ren, but he's not dominating. But yet you still get a good lightsaber battle. Furthermore, the ending here wasn't really an ending, more of a cliffhanger. The conflict is over, but not resolved. Or at least comes to a good enough stopping point. Maybe Star Wars Visions Season 2 is a thing, I don't know. And despite everything I've said here today, I am most certainly not against the second season. I loved the "you're not my blood, but you are my daughter" aspect. I thought that was nice. Again, I just feel as if the pieces didn't come together as well as they could. Next, and a question for you, my fellow viewer. How are you doing? I've got to ask you though, and let me know in the comments. Does anyone think Palpatine would have been perfect for Visions? I wish he showed up. He's so crazy and over the top at times that I feel like he'd be right at home in an anime. Episode 9, Bukkake. That's not right. Akakiri. This one I struggled with the most when it came to conveying how I felt, but after a rewatch, I think I've got it. Upon that second viewing, I realized how much this episode reminds me of how I feel about the recent Black Widow movie, which is I enjoyed the journey. I liked getting there, but then I saw the hotel I was staying at, I'll drop the metaphors, and then we get to the real conflict, and I didn't like it as much. I will say, the villain looked like a villain. She looked and sounded evil, but I wasn't captivated towards the end. Not that I needed some giant, spectacular fight, although that is how Star Wars does its thing, the ending just kind of falls flat. On paper, it sounds good. The Jedi willingly succumbs to the dark side to save the woman he loves. But then it's executed, and again, it doesn't feel captivating. It falls kind of flat. I didn't feel anything. Also, in case you didn't know, the two main characters are forbidden lovers, according to the episode description, which I think is something that wasn't demonstrated or explained well enough. Maybe I'm stupid, but I didn't pick up on any real romance or past flings. Akakiri gets a C. And for my ranking of Star Wars Visions in its entirety, it gets a B. Now, that might be a harsh rating, but I still really do want to see more. There's a whole universe out there. Let's meet some new characters. Let's tell some new stories. Let's see a planet that has more than one biome. And where does oxygen come from on Coruscant? The Force? Fuck you!
So coming in hot at number F, we've got Halo Reach. This is the stupidest fucking game ever made for babies. It doesn't even have Master Chief in it, and the only time he does show up, he's sleeping because it sucks so much. Halo Reach killed my dog.